Yes, now it's my time for reflection. I, uh, I enjoyed the meeting. I enjoyed the faculty meeting. I enjoyed kind of that feeling of being in charge. I kid around about to the faculty about make sure you're on time because I'm in the meeting and I'm not a pushover. Kind of laughing about it. I've got a good rapport with the faculty, and so I think that helps when it comes time to having these meetings. Putting myself in that kind of situation or role. A little frustration the fact that the principal was extremely busy this week. I did not get an itinerary or an agenda of some of the things that she wanted to cover. We talked informally Saturday when I worked the Saturday school with her. We talked informally on Tuesday because that was a professional development day, and she ran it. And we set aside some time afterwards to talk about some of the issues of her frustration. And I suggested, well, how about we cover that in the faculty meeting? And maybe coming from me, it would be something that might be an issue that teachers are recognizing about themselves and other teachers. And so she agreed. So I did that. I did have to do a quick run through with her before it started on some of the IDOE visits and some of the issues that our academic people were going to be dealing with, and so I didn't feel as prepared for that as I would have liked. Certainly not Donna's fault. She's got more on her plate than she can handle at the time, and I think her intentions were to bring me in early in the morning and for us to go over the agenda and do a better job of collaborating on that to see how I could get that message across a little bit better than I did. But I think it went well. I think it was good for me to have to think on my feet. It was good for me to have to jump into a situation where I'm not incredibly comfortable. It's always good to get out of your comfort level and see how you respond. And I think it was also good for me to look a little bit unprepared and still land on my feet and have the faculty recognize that this was not rehearsed. It was not a choreographed meeting. I was representing the principal, and I was covering information that she wanted covered in my terms, in my presentable approach, so that I think the faculty saw that I was not relaying a message as much as I was representing what a faculty member feels about what's going on in the process. So that was good on that end. The faculty is pretty respectful, and so getting their attention right off the bat was good. The fact that I was up there, I think, was refreshing because, sometimes you have faculty meetings. Okay, here we go. Here's the principal. Here's the procedure. And then, hey, one of us is up there, and it's kind of cool to maybe see him sweat a little bit or see him stutter. At the same time, it's a little bit more of a personal approach when one of your own is talking with you. I had great rapport, I think, from some of the teachers. Some got a little nervous because they knew it was being filmed, but the other ones seemed to kind of relish in the what represented as a learning tool for me and kind of made it a little bit fun. Sometimes these things can get a little monotonous, a little bit too stuffy. Maybe it wasn't so much something that was on the schedule. It was kind of an event that I think teachers enjoyed a little bit. There was a little bit of a touchy situation there where I think one of the teachers who does call off a lot made a comment in the role playing about he taught band and he's been calls off quite a bit, and when he comes back the instruments aren't put away and things aren't in the order that he would like. I don't know if the principal put that scenario there because of him, but the fact that he answered it kind of illustrated that this one did hit home a little bit for him. And then another teacher might have taken a little bit of offense to either what this gentleman said or maybe my reaffirmation of what he had said. I agreed with him and kind of backed him, and I think the other teacher made a good point that when they call off, if you leave a lesson plan that helps prepare the teacher, it puts them in a better situation, a different light, obviously, and a little bit more of a respectful manner for the students to see that this person's in charge now. It's not time to mess around. And I agree with that. I mean, I think when you have these meetings, you have to be able to say what's on your mind, and it's okay to have somebody not always be nice. I think you get more out of it when you're honest and respectful, but still, it gives people a chance to voice their opinion, feel good about the fact that they were able to stand up for what they thought was right, and then hear other people pitch in. Some of the topics we talked about with the grade book, I told you in the intro that was we were going to talk about, and then I used myself as an example, trying to soften the blow a little bit, because there are quite a few teachers that didn't do a very good job with the posting of the grades. The kids get their grade book and the grades show up as an I because the teacher has never mastered the posting and saving. And if you post it without saving it, it actually posts what you had before. But if you post it and then save it, it reflects the new grade. And so it's not a great system, but it is what it is. And some of the veteran teachers have to do a better job of making sure the other teachers know what's going on. It's a reflection on all of us. You can't just say, well, I did mine, because at the end of the day, this is a reflection not just on my video, but on our school and our procedures. So I think that's where maybe the mentoring and the teamwork needs to take a look at themselves and see that they need to do a better job with that. I thought my pacing was good. I felt like I didn't keep us there longer than we needed to be. Usually the library is extremely hot, and it wasn't. It was comfortable. And so I commented on that early. So kind of sometimes you dread as a teacher that you're going to meet in this hot room, and you start thinking about the negative connotations that brings about in your mind. And then I reminded them right away how comfortable it was, and we talked about celebrations, and that was the one thing we're celebrating. Look how nice this room is for us, and we can spend some time together and not be uncomfortable. So we talked about some celebrations, get us going a little bit. At our school, celebrations are, hey, what can we feel good about? Saturday was our first Saturday school, and we had 46 kids there, and for our school, that's pretty good. So a teacher made a comment about that, and we moved through it pretty well. The flow was good, the attention was good. They worked together well in the role playing activities that we had set up. I thought it was good that the principal had those on the agenda, because sometimes a faculty meeting turns into a lecture, which can also turn into a reprimand. It's an informal reprimand. And so by having some activities, by having me present things, I think it took the edge off of that, and it turned it into an informative, kind of a fun get together. I know we're in a situation now where there's a possibility that our charter might not be renewed, and so I think you have to do a good job of making sure in these meetings that you're having fun. There's got to be an atmosphere like you are when you're a teacher. I mean, I think when you're presenting things to the faculty, you have to present them in a way that encourages enjoyment, encourages success, encourages participation. The last thing you want to do is have somebody have a long, hard day in the middle of the week and then go out there and then be talked to or at and by another colleague. Nobody's interested in that. So I think the temperature, the mood, the climate, the whole thing was very promoting of education and possibilities. That's always a big word at our schools. We always want to encourage possibilities. I think that meeting did the same thing. We ended it, and then I did meet with one teacher that I did ask to sit up close with me. He participated a lot, and I appreciated it, but he was also one of the ones that we had an issue with the grade book, and so I didn't bring it up that he was. I asked him if we could talk again about it, and I don't know if he left thinking that I realized that he was the one that had one of the issues, but at the same time, it was a good conversation. We both brought up good points, and he's a smart guy, so he's going to go home and realize at some point that I did ask him to help me in the fact that I was kind of helping him on his his gradebook policy and some of the things that could come about again, so the principal doesn't have to address that with them. So, but, as far as a reflection, I enjoyed it. I would have liked a little bit more preparation, but I thought it was good for me. My rapport with the faculty helped me get through that. My confidence as a athletic director and a coach of 25 years helped me in that light, and my familiarity with the faculty made this a very meaningful meeting. So I'm enjoying the ride here. This was another good experience for me, and I look forward to the next videos. Thank you.